Liz, it's a pleasure to have you on our episode number 2 at the Sorfin Yoshimura podcast. Again, this podcast is something really exciting that we're really putting out there into the market, focusing on our industry and providing insights as well as market updates to all our viewers and our followers, as well as the relationships we built over the 40 years of being in business and industry. We're excited to have an industry leader like you, also one of our newest members at Sorfin Yoshimura. Tell us a little bit about your experience at SY, Sorfin Yoshimura. How long have you been with the company? But most importantly, a little bit about you and your experience.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Sebastian. It's a pleasure to be here. As you said, I am the newest member of Sorfin Yoshimura. I'm approaching almost a year. Time flew by, it's when you have fun. But in my experience, I carry almost 15 years in supply chain. Here at Sorfin Yoshimura, I'm working with Marie, our supply chain director, alongside Maurizio as well, our new COO, and Pierre, who spearheads in France, focusing on European region, some Middle East and African countries as well.
Lovely. So tell me a little bit about your experience the last 8 to 10 months within SY, and specifically working with the top leaders in the actual company. Mauricio, he's been with the company north of 25 years now, really working hand in hand with him, as well as Pierre, a top leader, really focused on the European market. And Marie, that just completed,
Yes.
and we celebrated 50 years of having her. What would you say your biggest highlights as leaders are, and what have you truly learned the most? Because I know you have 15 years of experience under your belt.
Yes.
But within these last 8 months, what have you really acquired from the top 3 executives at SY?
That's a great question. And I have to say that I've been very lucky. And I'm very lucky to work with great professionals that know so much about the industry. Marie, with her Zen attitude, her professionalism, knowledge. She's not just my manager, but truly she's my mentor as well. And I enjoy very much working with her. Maurizio, of course, being in the company for decades and knowing so much about the industry, how he's always willing to help and explain, and so passionate actually about the industry. Yes, I am new to the company and to the industry, but I'm very much involved and informed and trained on a daily basis, that I feel that I'm rapidly gaining that experience that I need to succeed. So it's been wonderful so far.
Amazing. And any, let's focus a little bit on the actual territories that you're focusing on with your accounts. So you're telling me you're working hand in hand, not only with Mauricio, which just got promoted to Chief Operating Officer for Sorfin Yoshimura globally. Congrats, Mauricio. But here you're also working with Pierre, which leads all the territories in Europe. Have you seen a shift in the market between the Americas and the European markets with regards to supply chain and operations?
Feel that each territory has their own perks and challenges and advantages. Being in frontline, one-on-one dealing with customers, and also having these leaders, leading me each and every day. It's been wonderful collaborating with my teammates.
So would you say, Liz, that the best way of overcoming challenges truly has been a communicative, collaborative, and a team-oriented approach with your leadership?
Absolutely.
Leaders?
Absolutely. I think that is one of the most important things that will help overcome challenges, because as I said, we're becoming more global, we're more vulnerable to disruptions. So having an open communication not only with my teammates but also with our suppliers, with our customers, and our service providers is essential. It's very, very important in order to foresee and possibly prevent at least these challenges not to become bottlenecks for our company. So yes, collaboration, open discussions, and sharing information is key to. And also, we have a great leadership. Our leaders, with their experience, can foresee these challenges and give the right tools and the right strategies, to us to overcome. And that certain things are uncontrollable, but rather than them focusing on the current disruptions, they are more focused on the overall uh, success of the company.
That's lovely. So I just want to go a little deeper
Hmm.
on the challenges as well as the market shifts that have happened recently. As you know, we have a lot of geopolitical situations happening. It seems like every day we're waking up to something new in the marketplace, something that where we as a entity, as an industry, you really have to be very proactive as well as reactive in a positive light, where we're here constantly jumping and communicating with our accounts and our vendors and our relationships and ensuring that we're all looped in and under the same understanding of what's happening out there. How would you say you're really focusing on these challenges specifically in your role? And just if you could share a little bit more color on what your specific role is currently at SY and how you're bringing forth this kind of white glove approach to your accounts, both on a macro and micro level.
Great question. Yes, challenges are inevitable, but we can make a difference and we can do our best to overcome them. As you mentioned, geopolitical, you can have price increases, freight increases, port congestions, lack in the material, all sorts of challenges. The way I'd handle it, if I can give specific examples, as we all know, inflation is a thing. And what I do is I try to be as open with our customers, informing them of any price changes or increases, or new tariffs that, by the way, will be implemented very soon. I also try to find solutions for them, perhaps advise them on how to order more or how to save on freight. So these are things that we can foresee, and me as a person who's on the front line, talking to our customers on a daily basis, and any problems that I see, I communicate that to our management. So that's more on a micro level. If I were to say more on a macro level, I have to say that again, our leaders are they know the industry and they know how to lead us, and they do have this white glove approach and this sharp vision, that they can guide us on how to handle certain situations.
Being a coordinator and an advisor on the front line with the accounts and in our ecosystem, you're able to quickly pinpoint any shifts in market or trends, and then therefore be able to upcycle it on the macro level to either Scott, Mauricio,
Exactly.
Marie, and therefore really give them the full update on what trends are happening in order for us to remain proactive, ensure that everything is properly aligned for our customers, and then therefore allowing the leadership team and Mauricio and Scott to be best equipped on their grand vision of not only Sorfin Yoshimura and the direction we're headed towards, but also how we're going to be proactive on what's coming to market and what's going to be happening and coming to our industry. So that's absolutely lovely to hear that you're so proactive at the fact that you're always translating and pushing information out there in order to bridge the gap between the first point of contacts within any industry. But let's focus on SY here, and then you upskill that to Marie, to Pierre, to Mauricio, which ultimately come together, build an eagle eye strategy that at this point they deliver it to Scott, the president and CEO of SY.
Absolutely, yes.
But
And it's a way of making sure that at the end, there are no surprises. So
amazing. So it seems I really want to just expand on your touch points with your accounts. It seems that you have very strong core values to you, and I would love to really understand how your core values, both on a personal aspect and a professional aspect, have really led you to success during your time at SY, but most importantly, as a professional in the last 15 years in supply chain and operations. Can you walk us through your core values and maybe an example and experience where you've been able to leverage that?
that's a great question, Sebastian. We all have our values. For me, what is important is to have a sense of autonomy, have the freedom of decision making, and to hold myself accountable as well. Another core value is commitment. Commitment to excellence, commitment to learning new things, and to meet and exceed the expectations of customers. I do pride myself on emotional intelligence, on insight, having that knowing, so to speak. And I try to use that, to have a special relationship with our customers. Nurturing is what I focus on, just as a mother, nurtures their own children, make sure that provides an environment where they can be loved and heard and understood. And that's the same approach that I really strive, to use to handle my accounts and to build the relationship with my customers. And I can tell you that from the observation or that insight that I try to have, I've noticed that just as a mother, again, they can sometimes see the potential in their children, and sometimes they they see challenges. I use that same approach with my accounts, with my customers, and I've noticed that some customers need that extra nurturing, and more attention and guidance as well. So these are some of the beliefs and values that I use on a daily basis to build a successful relationship.
Thank you for sharing that, Liz. Honestly, that's absolutely beautiful how you've been able to truly see how being a mother and nurturing actually translates to business. And that is something absolutely beautiful, because that's exactly the core value of Sorfin Yoshimura.
Absolutely.
Relationship building.
Yeah.
Building these strong relationships and understanding who we have in front of us, which account, which one needs a little bit more hand-holding, which one needs a little bit more of a white glove approach, which one just knows and it prefers to receive weekly either an Excel sheet with an update or just numbers. Really depends what type of person or service they need, and being able to just be so receptive and have that knowing, I think really speaks very highly about you coordinating all of this and working both within supply chain and operations. So thank you for sharing that. It really just aligns with
It does.
Sorfin
It does.
Yoshimura.
And I wouldn't want to have it any other way. So
How innovative your way of thinking and operating within your specific role, how has that truly manifested into a growth of specific accounts and bringing forth the best service? How has your core values, which you've just mentioned, allowed you to best execute on a specific task that was brought to your desk by either Marie, Mauricio, or Pierre?
very insightful and such a great question, actually, Sebastian. Again, we touched base before on the core values, and they're such an important aspect of my life and what I do and how I align myself with Sorfin Yoshimura and my position here. And I can confidently say that my core beliefs and my values align perfectly with what Sorfin Yoshimura is all about, which is collaboration, having a sense of autonomy that I mentioned before, with the decision making, holding yourself accountable, but then again, working together as a team and having a common goal. Again, we're fortunate enough to have such great leaders who guide us, on a daily basis on where to focus on and on how to succeed through our collaboration with other members and other departments. I'm able to know more about the industry, the accounts that I personally handle. But let's say working with the sales team and the marketing team, I'm able to see a lot more, have a better vision. I'm able to turn, dormant accounts leads into potential accounts and customers. So these are some of the things that, what I believe in, what it takes to be successful aligns perfectly with what Sorfin Yoshimura stands for. So.
No, I completely agree that your core values truly do align with Sorfin Yoshimura's core values, which this is exactly why Sorfin is a global entity, because we're able to unite and communicate and have this collaborative approach.
Absolutely.
And have the actual members on specific territories where we could show and build that relationship, not only digitally, but also in face-to-face interactions.
Yes.
I mean, we have north of, I think, 12 offices globally.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of our firm and our company, that there is north of 10 languages spoken. There's different ways and different channels that we're communicating with our vendors, our accounts, our customers, our leads, our prospects.
Yes.
And just even this podcast now in itself, we're providing and shedding light into Sorfin Yoshimura.
Yes.
We're full into transparency and being able to provide and shed light into what we truly do. So that leads me to you highlighted the fact that you're able to bring forth dormant leads and convert them into potential business. Are you using any specific tech software or just any channel that is allowing you to best revive and revitalize these dormant conversations?
Yeah, that's another actually great question. I have to say that AI is playing a big role in today's, how we do business. Particularly here at Sorfin Yoshimura, we are continuously working on the improvement of our CRM system, on how to better make it work for us, for a better flow of, managing the workflow exactly. Um, as we speak, we have a team actually that periodically speaks and cooperates with our providers, how to implement new ways. So how to implement new ways and customizations in order to help us have that visibility, or uh, through certain reports, for example, how to identify, these dormant leads that I mentioned, or where the potential might be. So definitely, technology is helping, and it's something that we do implement here at Sorfin Yoshimura.
100%. Thank you for shedding light into that. So I agree. I mean, just being part of the marketing and sales division, working hand in hand with Scott and Mauricio in itself, we are noticing that it's extremely important to be leveraging software tech, the right CRM tools, and AI
Absolutely.
in order for us to better equip ourselves with the workflows and with the growth that we're currently being faced with. So yeah, no, absolutely great that you're leveraging all of this, that you're working hand in hand with Marie to really kind of shake up any dormant conversations or leads. So great, thank you for that. Why don't we go ahead and talk a little bit more about your lessons throughout your career, and just if you could give the audience some advice on supply chain operations. And there's going to be one final bonus question for you.
Okay.
But yes, what are some key lessons that you've learned that could truly provide guidance to others that are looking to grow in this industry and this field?
The first thing I'd like to say is be flexible and adaptable, to this ever-changing markets. Don't be afraid to expand yourself. Another lesson, from my experience, from what I've learned, is have strong work ethics. Do the job, do your best, take accountability, be proactive, and truly enjoy and have fun on what you do as well. So these are some of the, you have to love what you do. That's lesson number one that I would give to everyone. And don't be afraid to expand yourself and be open to new opportunities, new learning opportunities.
Amazing. So being flexible, adaptable, always focusing on improvement,
Yes.
and having the curiosity to constantly learn, and during your work also be able to enjoy it and tap into that joyous state while you're really getting everything done. I think that's key in any industry, to really focus on the enjoyment part of it. It's very important. It's energy.
It's energy, exactly.
People were in the energy storage industry, so we definitely
that's energy.
exactly we need to
Give and
have
take. So.
that give and take. All right, so final question,
Okay.
and it's a bonus question. So
All right.
let's go. I want you to take a second and truly think about your life motto or a quote that truly drives you and has truly been there for you in the moments of hardship or moments of glee and joy. Really speak to us about what's your life motto, and then describe your career in 3 words.
I will start with describing my career. My career first, which is independence in every sense of the way. Not just, being independent for myself as an individual, but also being in a position where I'm confident about what I'm doing. And so being able to make decisions and hold myself accountable and have that space, to operate, I think that's very, very important to me. Be proactive, and a lot of people would say the same thing. Be proactive. That's very important.
So what I'm hearing is being autonomous and having the know-how and the opportunity to truly drive your workflow and be able to leverage your years of experience to best execute. The sense of being proactive has been something that you've really been able to hone in on within your career for the past 15 years. How about one more?
One more. Commitment. I would say you have to love what you do. Not only love what you do, but you have to commit to it. You have to commit to it, and you have to take it seriously, and you have to want to improve and deliver. So you have to commit. You have to be serious about what you do as well. I know I said having fun, but also being serious at the same time.
Agreed. It's life is all about a balance.
It is.
So
Exactly that. Yes.
great. Thank you for that. Let's hear your quote, your life motto.
I'll give you 2.
Perfect. The more, the merrier.
So there's a quote by Thomas Edison that sort of resonates with me. And if I remember it correctly, it goes something like, you are one step closer to success if you try one more time. And as simple as it sounds, I find it to be very profound, because that is true. Oftentimes we give up, but even trying a little harder or trying one more time can make a difference.
Just even showing up.
Exactly. Or just showing up. So that sort of always resonates with me, at least when it comes to, career, my career. I always try, although that goes, in all aspects of life. And if I have to say what my life motto is, I will bring in another quote. And this is from Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. And that is my religion. And Sebastian, that's truly my religion. This is what I live.
And yes, that's exactly the sentiment. I share the sentiment, working with you for nearly a year now.
Yes.
That's really how you operate in life. You do good, you feel good, and every day you walk in and it's just a bundle of amazing energy. So I appreciate that. And
thank you.
Again, do good to feel good. This is episode 2 with Liz. Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast, and we're excited to keep having you for 15 plus years.
Sebastian, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I really enjoy it.